Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session tonight. I hope you're doing very well. I want you to let me know. Just drop a comment and let me know that it's loud and clear. You can just drop loud and clear. Okay, loud and clear. So I will be sure that you can hear me, and then we're good to go. Okay. So just let me know that this is loud, this is clear, and then we can get right into it tonight. All right. So today I'm just coming up using my smartphone. I want us to engage and discuss and have this very amazing conversation. It's about time again for Growth School tonight. It's about time for Growth School tonight, and we're ready to take the part three of the lessons from the future. Okay, please just drop a comment. Just let me know it's loud and clear. Let me know it's loud and clear. Let me know it's loud and clear. Just say loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. So we can get started and get straight into the conversation. All right. I hope you're doing so well. I hope you're doing so good. I hope you're doing really well. How has it been with you? How has been your day? Has been your moments? I hope you're doing very well. All right, so we will be discussing and sharing on the concept of lessons from the future. I guess I shared about four or five lessons yesterday. Please do well to refer to the session we had yesterday and do well to listen to them. But if you really want to get like the full gist, the full aspect of the session, you can actually listen all the way from part one. Okay, so yesterday we started by sharing on the concept of gratitude and how gratitude is very, very important, how gratitude is essential in helping transform, helping change your life, and helping you receive more. And that when people become ungrateful, the reason is usually because there's usually forgetfulness of where they have been, where they are coming from, and the different things that have taken place in their life. And this brings about a kind of lifestyle of ingratitude. And the truth is, when you see ungrateful people, you would always realize that many a times they always forget. So when people do something good for you, people do something nice for you, eventually you see them, they just forget too soon when certain issues happen, and then they do not become grateful. So it's really essential that you have this heart of gratitude. So we talked about the concept of gratitude yesterday. Number two, we spoke about the concept of loyalty, and that you would always see that loyal people gain more reward, gain more recognition, and then even get more recommendation. Why? Because they have been able to stay true, they have been able to build through, they have been able to carry through, and then they have been able to move through over time. And this is the reason why you always find out that people get to trust them, people get to believe them, and then because they have stayed through over time, people can trust them and say, yeah, that's this guy, that's this individual, that's that. Why? Because they have built a system of loyalty. And then thirdly, we spoke about the fact that honor is a magnet for favor. Honor is a magnet for favor. And that the more favor you want to see in your life, the more honor you have to give. The more favor you want to see in your life, the more honor you have to give. So the reason why many people lack favor, it's not because they are not praying, it's not because they don't do a lot of spiritual things, and they don't do a lot of those things that people do. They don't go from one place to the other, but usually it's because they dishonor people. And the scripture says that you should honor all men, which means the more honor you give, the more favor you attract. And when we talk about honor, we do not just speak on the concept of honor only to God, only to those who are above you, only to those who you see they have more than you. You also need honor for yourself. The other part of honor I did not share is that the more honor you have for yourself, the more others actually give you that honor. Okay, the more honor you have for your dreams, you have for your goals, you have for your vision, you have for your mission, you commit to the things you want to do, the more people count you as someone who is serious, someone who is going somewhere, and then they honor you for it. Because it takes honor to be able to build self-respect. It takes honor not to offer yourself and give yourself to things that are flippant and things that are not contributing to you. So the concept of honor is very, very essential. And then also yesterday I'm doing a sort of recap. Yesterday we also spoke on the concept that you should not die on the cross for anyone, okay? Because Jesus already did. There are instances where you need to recognize that there are things you cannot do. There are needs you cannot meet. All right? Sometimes you should just let people know that I'm sorry, I really desire so much to help meet these needs, but I'm sorry at this time I cannot. Okay? Or this is only the little I can do. This is how far I can go. And then you get to move on without being guilt-tripped, without feeling that, oh, why am I not giving this? Why am I not doing this? Why am I not offering this? You are still able to move on and live your life and still stay with so much peace without feeling bad that you are not able to meet that need. Okay, because you are not the creator of those humans, you necessarily don't need to feel guilty when you cannot meet certain needs. So you're not Jesus, you don't have to die on the cross. And then also we shared on this concept and on the matter that everyone do not deserve the same level of resource, the same level of knowledge, the same level of time, the same level of attention, the same level of commitment in your life. There are certain people that deserves higher level of those things than the others. Don't say, oh, you want to give everyone the same level of things. And I'm saying that even God did not offer the same distribution of certain kind of resources to all nations of the world. Some people have greater advantage than the others. Some people have certain drawing, they have certain privileges, they have certain commitment, they have certain things that they are able to get more than others, even if God created everyone. So I think that's something that we spoke about. And also the concept of make sure you identify the people who are friends for good seasons, the people who are friends for bad seasons, and the people who are friends for all seasons. So there are friends who show up in your life because things are now good, things are now rosy, because maybe you now have a lot of money to give, okay? And the Bible says in Proverbs, it says that a giver has many friends. So the moment you have something to always give, to always dish out, to always release to people, people want to draw to you. People want to stay with you. But at the moment when you are down, at the moment when you don't have that much, at the moment when things are not going as you think they should go, who are the people that stay with you in those seasons? Many a times, the people you offer so much to, you give so much of yourself to, many times do not stay in your time of need. So you need to recognize that they are friends of good seasons, they are friends of bad seasons, they are friends of all seasons. The people who can stay true with you in every season, they are crucial and deliberate kinds of humans. So I know we share these, and then we look at these very concepts, and these very lessons are very, very essential. All right, now we're going to talk about some more lessons that you need to hold on to, that you need to really look at, you need to really think about, and you need to begin to apply to your life as you move into the future. And remember what we started with? We said your greatest lessons are not in the past, your greatest lessons are in the future. And the people who can pick the lessons of the future are the ones who dominate, are the ones who rule, are the ones who become the masters when everyone is stepping into the future. So you need to pick lessons from the future. They are the things that make you the key stakeholders of the things that you do. Matej G. Tar, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Thank you so much. All right, now we want to look at this. Now, let me ask this straight question. When people have betrayed you, like you've been at an instance in your life where people you gave so much to, you offered so much to, you did so much for, you were going here and there for them, and then you just became an open person, you became a free person, you were doing the things you have to do, and then you gave so much, and then you just threw caution into the wind and never expected that anything could go wrong. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whether it's a movement, whether it's a friendship, whether it's some sort of things that you have done for people. And such people, or you had one of such people who stabbed you so hard in the back, who betrayed you so greatly, who did something so hard and something so terrible that you never even expected, and they did for you. Now, can I ask you straight up, when such people come back and then they cry and say, oh, I'm very sorry, I never knew it was like that, the devil was the one that pushed them, and they didn't know it is how it's going to go, they didn't know you are this a good person, they just felt this and that people actually dragged them, people actually pushed them into doing this, please just take them back, they are so sorry, they seriously apologize, and they do all of that. Now let me ask you, I'm going to read in the comments, would you take them back? And what exactly are you going to do? If someone you seriously trusted, somebody you believed so much in, somebody you gave so much to, somebody you offered so much to, a friend that you are able to do so much for, you are able to offer so much, and that friend betrayed you, and that friend maybe went to other people and started saying wrong things about you, or that friend went out and maybe took your money away or took something away from you or misrepresented you and did all of that, what would you do if such people come back and beg you and plead with you and tell you, oh please, I'm so sorry, it's not going to happen again? What are you going to do? Let me see in the comments. If you have been in such instance before, or you know of such instance, what would you do, and what did you do, or what do you think people should do? I want to read comments now and just find out, because it's a lesson, especially for you listening to me, who right now you want to do something big, you want to grow in terms of brand, you want to grow in terms of prominence, you want to impact people, you want to change people's life. What will you do? And I think this is a lesson from the future that you would really need to learn from, because most people walk into great dreams, walk into great ambitions, walk into great desires, walk into great possibilities, and never get to prepare for betrayals. Okay, I'm seeing expertise monetization up. I will take them back, but deal with such person with caution. Interesting. I think we are getting somewhere. This person would have likely experienced it. All right, and that's where I'm going to. That's where I'm going to. Okay, you see, even people who ask questions like, oh, this happened. Even in normal relationships, like things that happen with all of that, somebody just betrayed you, or someone became uncareful, yet you have not married and all of that, and came back and say, oh, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen, this person pushed me. Will you take that person back? What will you do? Now, thank you, experts. Thank you so much. I will forgive but set boundaries. Code with Felix. I love this. These are very, very amazing. These are very, very amazing things. Now, this is the thing. These two amazing individuals. Thank you so much. You got where I'm going to. When people, while you were going, now this is a story. Just take it. I'm going to paint it as a metaphor. While you were going, you were living your life, you were doing things, and then there's someone you trusted. Okay, Comfort Emmanuel is asking the question again. Now, I'm saying if you trusted someone so well, you committed your life to the person, you gave your best to the individuals, you kept supporting the person, and the person betrayed you, the person decided to hurt you, the person went out gossiping about you, the person said things bad about you, the person was just backstabbing you and all of that, and then you now found out and you were deeply pained because you never expected such was going to happen. Now, when you realize, the person now became remorseful and say, oh, I'm so sorry, please, I apologize, I never knew this, it's the devil that made the person do this, and people just corrupted my mind, I didn't know what was wrong, please just forgive me, please take me back. Now, I now ask the question, if it were you, what will you do? Will you take the person back? Will you permit the person back into your place? Will you bring the person back to where the person used to be in your life? Or what will you do? So that's the question. What will you do? And we had Code with Felix and expertise monetization of actually said some very amazing things. Okay, Stephen Adeniji says, I'll forgive, but the level of trust, closeness is probably gone forever. That's brutal. All right. Yeah, the level of trust, closeness is probably gone forever. Now, this is a lesson you have to learn as you go into the future. And I want to paint the metaphor. So you are always going, you're always jubilating, and then the person is behind you. You had so much of confidence, and you're like, oh, I'm confident I have someone behind me. And without being conscious, the person just came with a knife and stabbed you at the back. Now, when the person stabbed you, people were like, how did this happen? And then some people carried you, and took you to the hospital, and then they treated you. They started stitching the wound, started ensuring that the metal object did not destroy you, and all of that. And then they brought you back into full recovery. And then the person now came and said, oh, Steve, I'm sorry. I don't know what came upon me. I don't know what happened. Steve, please forgive me. Steve, it's not going to happen again. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't even know what came about me. I don't know what happened to me. And the person was beating himself. I said, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Thank God you didn't die. Oh, thank you so much. Please forgive me. And then Steve, you now looked at the person and said, okay, no problem. Let's go again and continue the journey. I'm sure while you are going on that journey and you know that person is behind you, as you are looking and rejoicing and doing all of those things, you will be trying to look at your back. You'll be checking your back. You'll be checking your back again, even if you are forgiving that person. Even if you have said, oh, I forgive you, nothing again, you're fine, I just forgive you, I appreciate what you're doing, but as you are going, as long as you are aware that that person is behind you, you will keep looking at your back. You're like, make I check, carry that guy, carry gun this time. I hope it's not hacks that is holding again. I hope it's not, let me check, you continue, you just know, make I check, okay. That's how it is naturally. Savage Joe says, I'll take them back and forgive, but no trust anymore. That's the point. Man, I will take the person back, but everything will be so dead. Nothing will be alive anymore. Comfort Emmanuel. All right. See, that's the thing. And this is the point I wanted to get. Unrepentant people should not be trusted enough with the golden treasures of your life. Unrepentant people, they should never be trusted with the golden treasure of your life. This matter that people say, forgive and forget. Just forgive and forget. I'm going to paint a story and I'll ask you what you think about it. But before I tell the story, let me just pass the lesson. Whenever people betray you, whenever people stab you, whenever people would have almost killed you, Whenever people would have almost strangulated you, and you had the privilege to have escaped from such attempts, you had the privilege to have been escaped from such means, forgive them. You know, that's the natural thing. Just forgive. And they'll say, forgive and forget. I'm sorry, it's not real. It's not real. You see, forgive and forget is not real. It's just a statement people say because they have not been in your state. Because they have not been in your state. There will always be that time that when you see that individual, you remember what the person did to you. Yes, you are forgiven. Yes, you still permit them to do the things you're doing. But you have to set guards around yourself. You have to not give them the privilege to stab you again. You have to give them the privilege not to kill you the second time. You have to give them the privilege not to complete the mission that they started before they came back requesting for forgiveness. That's something you have to take note. Your humanity and the system of your ideology would always make you become very careful. And the truth is, this happens to every individual who desires to become great, who desires to become deliberate to raising people, who desires to become deliberate with helping people. The truth is, as you go in the future and you decide to be committed to building people, always realize that betrayal is part of the process. Always realize betrayal is part of the process. But something that needs to always happen is that never permit the betrayals to take your life. When they betray you once, always put a watch the second time it happens. Always put a watch as things begin to go on. There was this time, let me see, Inya Abigail saying, I would first think about the consequence of that person's previous action. I mean, I can forgive the person, but if I don't see any reason to continue such relationship, then I would rather not. Fantastic. I love this. Then I would rather not. Okay? Sometimes when people come back, they plead and beg and say, please, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Oh, please, I'm not going to do it again. Please, I'm sorry. Please, I'm this. If you had a medium of priority, maybe from 1 to 200, if that person used to be at number 3, should I advise you, don't bring that person instantly to number 3. Take the person to the far back in the queue and let time test them whether they have truly repented. You get that? Forgive them, but never just return them back to where they were in your life. Bring them back to a least priority and watch them over time to see whether they have truly repented. That's the secret. That's the secret. There was this time, there was a king called King Ahasuerus, and he had one of the bodyguard who watched the palace, whose name was Mordecai. Savage Joseph says, that forget no fit to walk far. Yeah, he can't. That forgets. Yeah, forgive or forget. I don't want to paint a funny scenario, okay, just because of people who may have passed through it. I'm sorry. If you were to be a young girl who, while you were at the age of maybe 12 or 13, and there was an uncle who was trying to just defile you or just mess you up in a way, even if he didn't go into the real thing, even if he didn't do the actual thing, there is no way. Even after you come back and say, I've given my life to Jesus, I forgive everyone that offends me. Oh God, please help me forget this. I'm sorry. When you sit down, uncle, you remember. When you sit down, uncle, you remember. Even when you have grown to become an adult, there will still be a point that you will not be convenient to have a conversation with that person. So say, forgive and forget. I'm sorry. Yeah, forgive. It's easy to forgive, but sometimes your brain keeps stores of certain things and then it holds on. Okay, I love the analogy, my coach. Thank you. Expertise, I'm grateful. Okay, now I was talking about the story of King Ahasuerus. King Ahasuerus was that king, and one of the bodyguard who was watching the palace, whose name was Mordecai, just by chance, at certain people, they were trying to say, how do we want to kill this king? Should we poison him? Should we take dagger and just watch when he's going to sleep, and then one of us will just sneak in and just stab him and just do this? And they were planning and planning and planning and planning and planning to kill the king. And Mordecai just had it and went to the chief of the army and told him, sir, these and these and these are the things they are planning over the king. Imagine if those people were the closest people that watched the king at night. And the king just had it. What did they do? The next thing, they gathered them. These people want to plan a coup d'etat. And then they got them. The king did not say, I am the king. I will be managing and be watching them. Let me just be monitoring them first. He didn't wait for them to kill him. You know what he did? Ended them, sent them to the early grave unexpectedly. That's the king who has the ability to have just changed his security or even just sack them straight. There are things that when it pertains to life, the way I say the things that pertain to life and godliness, when it pertains to life and godliness, save yourself first. Save yourself first. Because some people have died and they have gone when they should have not, because they felt they were too merciful. Because they felt they were too merciful. They allowed people stab them twice without keeping guards around themselves. And that's why most people went into some wrong sessions, long relationships, long certain things. Because many times, you know what I've discovered? The betrayal, okay? The person who is the betrayer, or sometimes the person who is the one who stab you, at the point, they usually show the traits that they will betray you. Sometimes, maybe not all the time. Sometimes, they usually show some sort of signs that look like, this person will betray me. It should just be maybe you just told the person one little secret, and maybe you just shared because you were so open. Before you know it, the person will take that thing and just go and tell someone. And when you hear it, you say, it's not just like that. That's not what I told the person. No. And then you just moved away and did it. The moment you do not take note of such certain attempts and such things, they will do it again. They will do it again. So one of the things you have to take note is that as you go into the future, when you face certain serious betrayal, certain serious moment, you see certain people do some sort of things, and then you were so hurt, you were so pained, you were so this, and then it was so serious to the point that it would have destroyed you, it would have tarnished your image, it would have touched you so much. Yeah, forgive them. But you need to put a guard around them, because they are coming back to you to ask for forgiveness, maybe to complete what they started. Maybe to complete what they started. And you know, the only reason why they came back is because what they did to you, expecting that it was going to bring you down, it was going to destroy you, only empowered you and kept you to so much focus. And say, with what I did to this guy, with what I did to this lady, how come she's still waxing strong? They will find the means to come back, ask for forgiveness, and see whether they will return back to where you left them. There was this instance of a particular story I heard somewhere in a program. A young man actually was in a relationship. You know, he did all the asking for proposal, the lady accepted, you know, and they were doing all of that, and they continued. They were there in courtship was on maybe for months, maybe for years, I don't know. They had courtship to the point that they did the engagement, and then they did the wedding. Lo and behold, on the evening of the wedding, the sister just knelt down. The lady knelt down, all right, and said, "Hello, my husband. Hello, dear." Maybe she used all the language. "Hello, honey, my one and only, my sugar pie, the one who is the treasure in my heart, the loving one who I cherish so much, the man who came, the head on my body, the crown on my head." And she was doing all the healing on the wedding night. And she now said, there's something that I would like to tell you. You didn't know about this. Sorry, I didn't tell you while we're in courtship. My dear husband, I have a particular kind of sickness by which I have to take a particular drug, I think, every week. And the drug, the medication, is not just something of little money. I have to use it like every week. I have to use it in order to stay stabilized and all of that. And the brother was shocked. The guy was hot. The guy was like, why didn't you tell me all this? Why do you have to wait till this particular day? So you either these things from me, you didn't allow me know, you didn't do all of that, and you know all of that, and then the guy got angry and all of that, and then the lady only exposed that. Now let me ask you the question, what advice would you give to the guy? What advice will you give to the guy? He has not touched her, he has not done anything, but she waited until after the wedding to tell him that secret. What would you advise the guy? I'll tell you the answer a lot of people gave and what my own response was. Okay, because some of you will likely get into those instances where people will tell you, oh, there's butterfly, there's this and this, just permit it, there's nothing you can do, you guys married already. What do you think this guy has to do? You know what's said? Let him just forgive. He's married, let him go with the problem, let them move on with it. The popular opinion? Yeah, they'll say, just forgive and move on and just carry on and just do it. But do you think that guy would ever be fine? Do you think that guy would just wake up naturally and continue to just like a woman who needed something from him, even though she said she loved him? So what your natural, your average, so-called religious person will say, forgive and continue to marry and do all of those things. And when I was to give a response to that question, I said, many times, it's very easy to tell people to just forgive and move on when it is not a situation that happened to us. When you are not the one it happened to, it's very easy to say, just forgive, family, let it go until it happens to you. Until you are the one that it touched, until you are the one that is affected. And then you will now find out that you can't forgive that easily. Even you can't forgive that easily. Even with all of the religious statements and everything even you can't forgive that easily. I said, it's very easy to get that thing done. I said, let the guy not say he's going ahead to rush and say he wants to give birth to children, because eventually the alt inside of him and what he has been through, he may turn it over to that child. What he has to do, if he has to seek therapy, let him seek therapy. Let him ensure that he's fine, he's stable, he's okay, he has been able to get all of these things out of his mind before he goes ahead with doing anything going on. Because some people are actually giving birth to children in their marriages with offenses, and that's why you see maybe some men become rational, some women act in a certain way, all because they were not cleared and they were not fine. They have not addressed all of the health issue and all of that before they moved on. So unrepentant people should not be trusted enough for golden opportunities. Okay, so don't just give it out and say yeah and all of that. Don't just savage, this savage person, I wish I knew your real name. He said everywhere go first blow. When something happen to you, first say where am I? Not dream, not true, not film at the watch. Share that film. You have like not film at the watch. I mean, in real life, you first pinch yourself. Wait to now me happen to now me say forgive. All right, God will help you to forgive. Yes, forgive, but not without caution. All right, not without caution. All right, now the next lesson from the future. The next lesson from the future. And this is for people who are looking forward to become influential. Like you're looking forward to become influential, you're looking forward to become a thought leader, you're looking forward to operate in the public space. You're looking forward this year to begin to build some sort of intentionality around your life. Maybe you want to build a brand, maybe you're pushing stuff and people see that, oh, you're very vocal, or people look up to you, they know that, oh, people trust you, people love you. When you say something, people want to listen. When you push out something, people are just so eager to listen to you. You are the kind of person that you gain acceptability easily. Like when you're in a space, people just love to hear you. People just love to appreciate you. You are the kind of people that you want to grow into influence on. You have grown greatly into influence. This advice is for you. This lesson is for you. Are you ready? Should I bring it on? Should I bring in Elizabeth Hazan? You're welcome. Do you want to hear this? Should I bring it on? Should I bring it on? Should I bring it on? Tell me, should I bring it on? Be willing to identify when people try to show as though they love you, but they only love the influence that you have. Always be clear to identify, to take notes, to discern when people come around you trying to show as though they love you, but they only want to leverage on the influence you have built. I don't know how I want to explain this. There are times that people only try to show up in your life in order to leverage, in order to come up to only draw from what you have, not really because they love you enough. And you know, someone will say, but you are my friend now, Chinaza, Apana, you are my friend now. You know we're friends, you know we're this, you know we're this, Apana, just help me push this thing. Just help me share this thing with the people in your community. Just help me talk to people on this. You know, now I'm starting this small business. Chinaza, Apana, just help me post this thing. They are always trying to use you. But sometimes in your head, they try to manipulate you to believe that they love you and care about you. And in those periods, in those seasons, be sure and deliberate whether you want to really use your influence to push and to get those things done for them, not because you are manipulated to think that you're really close. And that's why people sometimes are so shocked. People sometimes are so shocked. And this is why sometimes never expect that because you have been there for people, they will be there for you when it's your own time. You know, that's an illusion. Some people get so delusional, believing that, oh, I ran helter skelter for this person, I gave everything for this person, I did this for this person. Maybe the person only came in order to leverage on what you have, not really because they love you enough. Not really because they love you enough. Not really because they love you enough. That's why it's really important to be sure the people who are there for you and the people who are there for the things you have. You know, there are people who are not there when you were building your brands, when you're staying there in the secret, gathering knowledge, reading, going out to build networks, going out to build connections, giving out seats of honor, being there for people, showing up, serving people, doing all of those things. Some people were not there. A number of people showed up when those things started yielding results. And the moment they saw that thing started yielding results, they now want to attach to you. And when you now bring them into the things you have and they now have it, they see you as no longer necessary. There are people like that. See, you have to take note of this thing. Some of you will remember this thing 3 years from now. When some things happen to you, you just, This was actually true. This man told me about lessons for the future. Now the future is happening to me. There are people who are staying around your life not because they love you that much, not because they care about you that much, not because they can do anything to ensure that you rise. They are there because of what you have. They are there because of what you have. And you have to take note of that lesson, because this lesson is going to bring me to the next one. Okay, but before I go to the next one, let's stay on this. All of the friends of Absalom, remember, Absalom was the son of David. Absalom was the one who planned the death of Ammon, his brother, who defiled his own sister. And Absalom had friends who they planned everything, did everything, and then they were rejoicing, they were doing all things, and they planned party and did all of those things, and then he killed his own brother. Are you aware that when every of the issue happened, those friends were not the one who went to beg his father? It had to be Joab. The question is, where were his friends who spent his money? Where were his friends who drank the drink he bought when they planned to kill Haman? Where were his friends that were there when he was lavishing and he was doing all of those things and he was enjoying himself, and then he was cruising and he was, when they said spray, is this spray they used to say? When he was spraying all the money in the party and doing all of them, where were his friends when his father made him also almost look like a vagabond? Those friends were not there to beg for him. They were nowhere to be found. They were nowhere anymore in the story. They were no more in any place anymore. He was now on his own. There are people who are around your life right now who show up as though they are dedicated, they are committed to you, they like you so much, they do everything for you, but they are there because of what you have. Many people are there because of what you have. Are there people that can just naturally think about you? Those are the people, remember what we said, that deserve the premium level of your attention, of your resources, of your time, of your commitment, and the things that you can give. You need to identify those who are only leveraging on what you have, who are only leveraging on the influence you have gotten to, who are only leveraging on those things that you have gotten. I'm telling you, there are a lot of people right now who were there at the point, who were the in thing, they were influential, they were doing stuff, they were doing this, they were doing all of those things, they were committed to this. But at some point, they only became the tool to help certain people rise. And when they rose, they were no longer remembered, they were no longer needed, they were no longer necessary. But quick to identify the people who only try to use you to rise, and they forget you when they get there. Now, the next thing, number three, and this is a major lesson for you who desire to consistently make impact in the life of people, who you want to consistently stay for a very long time in the space of impact, in the space of growth, in the space of development, or maybe it's if it's even in your career path, you want to remain there, like in the in thing. Maybe, for example, right now you're trying to learn a tech skill, and then you want to stay relevant over time for a long time. Or maybe you're doing remote jobs, or maybe you're working in an organization, or maybe you're doing a lot of administrative stuff, or maybe you're committed to an initiative and all of that. You need to pay attention to this lesson from the future. Invest time in the things that have made you so important that is making people seek for you. Invest more time in the things that have made you so valuable that has made people seek for you. Never get distracted. I'm talking to you. Never get distracted by the multitude of people coming to you that you have no time building the things that is bringing them. I'll say that again. Never get distracted by the multitudes of people gravitating towards you to the point that you do not have time developing the things that is bringing them. You know, one thing I love so much about the life of Jesus is that Jesus truly knew what was bringing the people. And there were times his disciples would come and say, Jesus, this way you've been. The multitudes have been looking for you. The many, many multitudes, the millions of people are looking for you. They want to come after you. They want to be around you. They want to stay around you. They want to look up to you. They want to do this for you. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. You know, some people are like that, Jesus. Oh, they're calling for you. They need you there. They needed to post this. They needed to, even most people. I want to post on Facebook. I want to post on LinkedIn. I want to post on Instagram. I want to post here. And then you are so eager to post, but you are not building the poster. You're not building the poster. You're just eager to post. Some people now will go on here. Oh yeah, post. But you see the poster. The poster is stagnant, and she knows, but she is moving in the groove of the likes and the follows and all of those things. But the person who is doing the posting is not growing. Some people, they are LinkedIn followers, their Instagram followers, their X followers, their TikTok followers are growing, but they are not growing. And you know the paradox of this? You will get to a peak point of that growth that you will no longer be able to manage, and people will start detecting your mediocrity. You will get to that point whereby you will see all the numbers, and people say like, yeah. And that's why you see most people package themselves in their mediocrity. Yet they have to form as those substances are there because they can see the numbers. Thank you, Isaac Fadokwe. Invest more time in the things that have made you so valuable and makes people seek for you. Don't get distracted. Oh, this one is looking for me. That one is calling me. Oh, I need to be on this platform. These ones are inviting me to do this. These ones are trying to give me a deal. These ones are trying to. The question is, will you still be there for a long time? Will your relevance still be sustained 10 years, more years and years after that? Or it's only going to be in that season and then you will be nowhere to be found? Don't get distracted by the numbers. Don't get distracted by the imaginary followership to the point that you create no time growing and developing yourself and investing in yourself and advancing in your life and growing and being better and doing all of those things. You need to do what? Commit more to your growth. Commit more to your self-development. There are people who have numbers, who see no reason to attend conferences, no reason to go for summits, no reason to go for workshops, no reason to go for training, no reason to submit to mentorship. There would always be that lag in your progress. There would always be that lag in your growth. There will always be that lag in your commitment. And one thing about people is that most people are not that loyal to you. They are loyal to what you have. Why not build on that thing you have that is making them come to you, that is making them come for you? Some people get promotion and then they get so distracted by the demand of the work in that promotion that they don't ask themselves, what are the things that brought me this promotion? How do I improve? How do I grow? How do I advance on the things that have given me this promotion to the point that this will not be my last promotion? The same thing happens in your career. Why did they give you that job? Why were you the one invited for that interview? What did they see? Can you develop and work on it so that your greatness will not be in the past, but you will still exist in that greatness of the present. You need to invest more time. Invest more time. People would always need people. They would always seek the attention for people. But what? Let it never, don't let it happen. Don't let yourself get to that point that people come and they try to smell and just take a smell of the aroma of your greatness and excellence, and then they can no longer find it. And then they come around, they move around that atmosphere of the things you're cooking, and then they can no longer feel that this is going to be sweet anymore. You know why? Because you stopped taking time to work on your recipe, to work on how you cook. You know that's it. Let them cook. Let him cook. You are not spending time on how you cook. You are not spending time on how you prepare the meal, how you make sure that the meal is so nice that even from afar they can get a glimpse of that aroma, and then they are drawing close to where it's being prepared. Spend time working on you. Spend time building you. Spend time developing you. Create certain seasons and periods of retreat where you are able to dig in through, build quality value, build quality knowledge, build intentional value in yourself. And then at some point, as you commit to it, you will work on a serendipity of growth and opportunity and impact, because you're busy working on the right things, working on the real thing. Most people get carried away. Let me tell you one truth. If you see any great thought leader, you see anyone who have been there for a very long time, I'm telling you, their greatest treasure is the time they spend building themselves, not the time they have been at that event, being here, talking to this person. It's the time they spend building themselves. Sometimes you have to be able to just figure out the level of preparation and dedication, the level of commitment that people put into what you said. This is so wonderful. This is so sweet. This meal is so nice. These lessons I'm writing now is something that has been there since last year. Imagine the time trying to just pick up the lessons. It's not like that. There's a commitment, there's a labor, there's a work. Do the work. Being on TikTok for 2 hours will not get you there. You will not become a thought leader by just listening to 2 minutes video on TikTok, 2 minutes video on Shorts, 2 minutes video on Reels, and then you're spending hours there. You need to dig deep. Dig deep. You need to build substance. Don't be the one that you just showed up one time, you went viral for only once, and after that, it's no longer there. Looks like, this comment is silent too. Am I touching you? What happened? Did he enter? Let it enter. Manage it. Okay, so you need to improve on the things that are most important to your assignment, the things that are most important to your calling, the things that are most important to your destiny, the things that are most important to your purpose, the things that are most important to you. You need to commit time to them. You want to become an amazing tech programmer. You want to become so good at artificial intelligence. You want to become so good at monetization. Invest time building on it. Sometimes we have people talking too much, but they are not investing time on the things that matter. Talking too much, posting, doing this. Say, guys, please post. You need to build that perception, but make sure you are putting in the work. Don't just tell people that you're busy. Be really busy to the point that you have a visible result. Everybody is busy. Hello, I've not heard from you on this one. I have been busy. But when results come out, nothing to show for it. So what have you been busy doing? Everybody is busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I've been working. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. I've been doing this. I've been busy. I'm so busy. But when is the time to show workings? You know that is show workings. When it's time to show workings, they can't show anything. But they will be telling you they have been busy. So what have you been busy doing? What exactly have you been busy doing? Be busy doing the right things, guys. Be busy committing to the things that will change your life for a long time. Just say you're busy, 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 busy. Busy doing what? The day I knew that activity does not equate productivity and activity does not equate progress, that day I entered into a great deliverance in my life. You should be busy doing the right things. Busy doing the things that are building you. Busy doing the things that are advancing you. There are times you have to just shut down media, shut down certain things, and just sit down and say, what's the next thing to add to my life right now? And you stay there doing deep work. You know this book, Deep Work by, is it Cal Newport? I've been on that book now. Very amazing book. Very amazing book. I think you have to read it. Deep work. You have to just sit down, shut down, do deep work until you have been able to grow to a level of mastery. You see, now we are here now doing growth school. Some people, if you tell them now, what subject can you speak on for the next 1 hour, and you will not be tired, and you are yet talking, you're still fine, you're still doing it. As I am now, we can still go another 2 hours, and I'm still fine. Don't worry, we won't do 2 hours, all right? But I'm just saying, it comes from a depth. It comes from a depth. These things you are hearing are not what somebody, some people now, they want to say, you just go to ChatGPT, prompt. Oh yeah, give me, I want to talk about this. There's a way people speak, they touch you. Why? It came from a depth that they have consciously built. And that's why you are more touched than people who are only theoretical. There are people that speak to you, you forget what they have told you. There are some, because of commitment, focusing on the things that matter, they touch you more. They impact you more. They influence you more. They shift your mind more. It comes from depth. And depth is not built by assumption. Depth is built by work. Depth is built by work. Maybe we should add more. We'll wrap up, even if I have more lessons, but we'll just add more. So let me scan through and just look for one. Okay, now I think this would help. Maybe I would just match these two into one. Please, are you getting value? Let me see in the comment. Is this helping you? Is this helping you? Is this helping you? Is this helping you guys? Is this helping you? Okay, before I share the last one, please, I encourage everyone, please make sure after this session, go and watch the session we had yesterday, the session of yesterday. I'm still on lessons from the future. At the latter part, like at the end, towards the end of the session, I shared on an opportunity that is up right now for business people, those who have businesses. You're doing a business, you have an amazing business idea, and you just need some sort of funding. Okay, so Akem Foundation will be giving out grants. They'll be having a pitching program. The final is going to be in April, but the application process is already on. So maybe you have a business, or you have people who have businesses, or you have people, certain people that, if with some funding, they'll be able to help. The winner will be getting 1 million naira. Second position will be 750,000. And then the third position will be getting 5,000 naira, 500,000. So just check it. And then you can go to their website, akemfoundation.org. Akem, A-K-E-M, Foundation, Foundation.org, O-R-G. Just go there, and then you'll be able to get details just from the home page. You'll see the program. Just apply. If you have a business, or somebody in Nigeria, that needs funding, just do well, tell them to apply, and they may just be qualified to meet up to the final pitching competition, and then they will move on. So there will be an initial selection. So there'll be a first stage. So the people who scale through the first stage will be invited to a virtual pitching session where they will then get the best 5. So the best 5 makes it to the final, and then the best 3 get the funding. I told you we'll be bringing opportunities as I hear about them. I'll be bringing them up to you and then to many other people that you know. So just check up that session or visit the website, and then you get more details on that. I'll be delighted to see that my people in Growth School are getting funds. Okay, so when you get the funds, don't forget to pay tithe. Don't forget to pay tithe to Growth School. All right. Now, the final one I'll be sharing on this session is going to be very powerful. I want you to take note of it. I want you to use it. Do not force any relationship. Do not force any relationship in your life. I know most people, I know you have gotten to that point where people tell you relationship, youth relationship, do this. At some point, do not force relationship. One thing you simply have to do is to become more valuable and keep growing. Become more valuable and keep growing. People are attracted to value. When you're forcing relationships, sometimes it means you are not that valuable. So what do you have to do? Work on your value. Keep improving your value. Become more valuable. Become more valuable to people. Let people perceive the value you have inside of you and commit to your own growth. Thank you, Isaac Fadunpe. So much value. Thank you so much. Thank you too. So become more valuable. You see people spending a lot of time trying to force relationship, trying to force people to accept them, trying to force people to agree with them, trying to force people to just trying to seek permission. Okay, sometimes all you have to do is to become more valuable. When people perceive your value, when people feel that you have some sort of value that can benefit them, they will easily want to become your friend. They would easily want to become your friend. Work on your value. Part of this value is how you care for people. Part of this value is how you show up for people. Part of this value is what exactly can you bring to people's life that should make them want to come to you. So work on your value. Keep growing. The more you grow, the more impact you make. The more impact you make, the more influential you become. The more influential you become, the more friends you have. So these are things that you have to be deliberate about. And most people do not understand these things. So they force friendship. They force friendship. They force friendship. I was seeing something very humorous of some things that happened in secondary school. I was sharing this, I think, with a group of mentees at the point. You remember those times when they will tell you, write the name of your best friends and tell us about your best friend. Sometimes this is what is, like I said, 0.8% the probability. The person you wrote down as your best friend may not write you, may not write your name as his own or our own best friend. The person you are thinking, oh, this is my best friend. Oh, my best friend. Maybe you guys are even working together. While you're writing that person's name, the name of my best friend is this. The person is writing someone else's name. The person is writing someone else's name. So all these ones, you want to kill yourself. This person must become valuable. Become valuable. The person has not found you valuable. At that time, those friends did not think that you are that close to them. But you felt you are close. That's why you said that person is your best friend. Okay? And there used to be a lot of those disappointments in that thing. A will say B is his best friend. B will say C is my best friend. Why not say A is your best friend? It's because he didn't see you as that valuable to consider you as a close friend. He's considering C to be. And C may be saying is D. Okay? So don't force any relationship. Don't try to force people into your life. Become valuable. Let the value draw them. Let the value keep them. Let the value be the pulling force that bring them to you. Even at that, it will offer you the intentionality to improve on that value. Okay? It will offer you the ability to improve on that value. And part of the things you have to also take note is that you should not be carried away by the flow. Instead, you should control the flow. I don't want to be tempted to mention another one, so that I will quickly speak on that. There have always been new trends. There have always been new things. There have always been new things flowing around. And what most people do is they follow the flow. This story is out. They will follow, move until the story is no longer relevant. Another one comes. They'll follow, move until it's no longer relevant. Why are you not the one controlling the flow? Why are you not that disciplined to determine the things that should flow towards you, or determine the things that the people should move towards? Don't just follow the flow. It was one of my young friends that was saying this in a conversation, and I just clicked with it. I had to write it down. Don't just follow the flow. Control the flow. Be the one who have built sovereignty over the things that try to flow, or the things that try to drive you into certain trends. That's how kings live, and that's how they rule. The question is, as you step into the future with these lessons that you have, are you going to be a king, or you are only going to be ruled by the things that the kings propose? Thank you so much, guys. That's it. Wow, been an amazing series. 3 series on lessons from the future. So in our next session, we'll be speaking on something new, and just be on the lookout. Check on the platforms where you got information for this session, and make sure, if you have not subscribed, do well subscribe to this channel. Do well to share the link of this live. Share it on your WhatsApp status, on your groups. Share with people. Let's get them to also learn lessons from the future. Thank you so much. Expertise, monetization up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you too. Please, do you have questions? I want to just take maybe 1 or 2 questions, and then that will be it for the night. And we'll have a final close for this series. Maybe this is again, maybe some other time. But for now, I'm looking forward to move into something else. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so if there are no questions, thank you, everyone. Please keep making the rest of your life the best of your life. Bye-bye.